поле береза стояла, во поле кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла, во поле береза стояла, во поле кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла. Here we walk in the verdant groves where lilies fair are growing. Here is love and sweet repose and gentle rivers flowing. Lo-do-lo, 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 That's a beautiful Shaker hymn with which we wanted to start out our performance of tree myths and tree legends from around the world. This story is from Australia, from the Aborigines, and they have a beautiful saying. They say that it is true that we need the earth, but that is not the whole story. They say that the earth needs us. It needs to hear the laughter of our children. It needs to hear the pounding of the feet to the rhythm of the dance. And it needs to hear the old stories told in a sacred manner. And so with that in mind, this is a story from the Anano people of Central Australia. In the dream time, in the early days of this world, when everything was dreamed into existence, the first people would gather every morning underneath a great solitary white gum tree. And there, just as the sun rose, the Creator would speak to them and tell them of all the mysteries and all the ways of this world and the world to come. They would never see the Creator, but they would hear the Creator's voice, and it filled them with the wonder of His presence. For countless years, dawn was the time of the meeting, and the first people were faithful. They returned every day. But the weather was not always cooperating. Sometimes it was not very pleasant. Sometimes there was incredible wind and rain. And little by little, people started drifting away from those early morning encounters. Some among them were complaining. Do we really have to get up so early? Can't we just sleep in once in a while? Until at last, on a morning of terrible wind and rain, no one came. No one gathered underneath the gum tree to hear the voice of the Creator, and so the Creator left that place forever, but did not abandon the people entirely, sent His messenger, Nurunderi, to walk among the people. And Nurunderi was like people, but much wiser. He taught the people how to hunt, how to fish, what herbs and berries to gather, and most were satisfied with practical knowledge. But there were some among them who missed those early days and how close they had been to the Creator. And so those ones went and they gathered one morning once again before the dawn at the great solitary white gum tree. But when the sun rose, no voice, No presence greeted them, and they were filled instead with their own sorrow and their emptiness. Speak to us, they called out to the spirits of their ancestors. We are so lonely with only ourselves in this world. But the ancestors were silent. They went to Nurunderi. They said, Nurunderi, you are the messenger of the Creator. Plead for us. Ask for the Creator to return again. Nurunderi looked into eyes that were dark with longing. And he said, I will try. And he left. And when he returned, he said, gather once more by the gum tree. But do not go in the early morning hours. Go in the night, in the darkness. The Creator will not speak to you, but you will be sent a sign. And so in the middle of the night, the people went to the white gum. It was rising like a ghost out of the brush. And they huddled near the base of the tree. They felt alone. They felt afraid. And looking up, they saw the great arching road of stars of the Milky Way. And they called out to Waiandero, the man in the Milky Way. They called out, Waiandero, what is to become of us? And Waiandero did not answer, but as they were looking up, a great tongue of fire split the night. It zigzagged down from heaven to earth, and it split the white gum tree and went right down to its base, and then it vanished, and the white gum tree sealed itself, and it was whole once more. And then Waiandero spoke. Know this sign, people of the earth. Know that the voice of the Creator has entered not only this tree, but every living thing. In days to come, the Creator will speak to you in the voice of all things, in their sound. Listen. Try to understand. The people of the earth were silent. They could hear the wind rustling in the leaves of the gum tree. They heard the call of the kookaburra, the delicate whir of insects' wings, and they heard the murmuring voice of the river. And within those sounds, they felt the presence of the Creator leading them deeper, ever deeper into the mystery of this world and the world to come. Many cultures have this beautiful belief that there is something in sound that is so special, and that our ancestors can speak to us in a sound that we can hear in the fire and the voice of the river. And so this song is from the African tradition, where they have that belief. And this is a poem by Birago Diep. And this song that we're going to do for you was first made famous by that wonderful group, Sweet Honey in the Rock. And it's called Breaths. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees. They are in the groaning woods. They are in the crying grass. They are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, psh, ah, psh. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast. They are in the wailing child. They are with us in the home. They are with us in the ground. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, psh, ah, psh. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often. Listen. So we're going to take you right now to Japan. Haru no yayoi no akebo no ni yomo no yamabe omi wataseba hanazakari kamo shirakumo no kakalanu mine koso nakari keri. Kan sakura, sacred cherry tree. In the Shinto religion of Japan, nature is sacred. To be close to nature is to be close to the gods. Shinto teaches our eyes to see the divine presence as it shines through everything in this world, through rivers, mountains, trees, and this divine presence of the gods, the Japanese call kami. The kami of the cherry tree is very lovely and delicate. And in the province of Mimasaka, in a little town called Kagami, there once grew a cherry tree so lovely. A shrine was built near it for worship. For everyone could see that this Shimboku no Sakura, this early blooming cherry, it was none other than the manifestation of Musubi no Kami, the beautiful and alluring God of love. All this happened many years ago when the town of Kagami was only a small village. A village that was home to a very powerful merchant called Sodayu. And Sodayu was wealthy not only in boats, not only in land, not only in money. He had one very special treasure, his only child, his daughter Hanano. Hanano was lovely as springtime, full of joy, full of smiles, and it had come time for her to be married. She was 21 years of age. Sodayu called his daughter to him. "My daughter, you have grown to be a young woman, and although your mother is no longer here to advise me, I know that it is time for me to find for you a suitable husband. I am sure, being a dutiful daughter, you will accept my wise choice." And Hanano bowed low to her father. But as soon as she was out of his sight, she ran to find Yuka, who had been her confidant ever since her mother had died. Yuka, she said, "What am I to do? Father says he's going to choose a husband for me. He doesn't even know how to choose the right clothes. They don't match. Yuka, I want someone who will match me. He must be young, wonderful, intelligent, happy, and not more than 25 years of age."
"Oh, Hanano, my pearl, a good daughter does what her father says. But there may be a way to have some influence. They say if you pray at the shrine of Musubi no Kami, sacred cherry tree, every day for 21 days, the god of love will hear your prayer and give you a love truly of your heart's desire."
"Oh, thank you, Yuka. Let us go at once." And so they went to Shimboku no Sakura, sacred cherry tree. And there they prayed, and Hanano prayed with all the dreams, all the romantic yearnings of a young heart. Every day they returned. But as they were leaving the shrine on the 21st day, they saw, standing by Kansakura, a noble young man. His face was pale and so handsome. As Hanano passed by him, she looked deep into dark, soulful eyes. He held out to her a branch of the cherry blossoms. She took them and breathed in the scent. But when she opened her eyes, he had gone. Oh, but weren't the cherry blossoms beautiful? Some full, some just beginning to bud. "Oh, Yuka, he has come, the young man that I am to marry. Oh, did you see the way that he smiled at me?" And all the way home she talked of the mysterious young man. And then she placed the flowers in a beautiful vase right beside her bed. "Oh, Yuka, you must go into the town. You must ask everyone if they know this young man. What is his name? Where does he live? I must know everything about the young man I am to marry."
"Oh," said Yuka,
and she trudged off down the road. But when she trudged back, she had no news of the handsome stranger.
"No one has seen nor even heard of this young man, Hanano, but there's another young man who has his heart set on marrying you. He has a good name. He's got an even better address. He has a good chance, too, because his father is a friend of your father's. His name? Toknosuke."
Oh, no. That very evening, Sodayu called his daughter to him. "My daughter, tomorrow a young man named Toknosuke is coming to visit. I want you to come in and serve us both tea. It's very important for me that you meet him. His name is Toknosuke. Hanano, why don't you wear something, your best clothes, something appropriate? Help her, Yuka." The next day it was like a bad dream. Toknosuke came at the appointed hour. He was very sincere and polite to her father. And then Hanano was called in to serve the two men tea. She gracefully poured the tea. She was very sincere, very polite. You could not tell how she felt about Toknosuke or about anything else for that matter, for there was no room to spare in her heart. All she could think of was the young man who gave her cherry blossoms. After Toknosuke left, Sodayu went to find his daughter who was sitting quietly with Yuka. Hanano, I very much like the young man who came today. Out of all the young men in the village, he is the one that I would choose as a suitable husband for you. He has asked for your hand in marriage. Tomorrow when he returns, I am sure to give it. Oh no, said Hanano, and she went out of the room. Yuka, what's the matter with my daughter?
Honorable Sodayu, your daughter has fallen in love with another young man.
Another young man? What's his name?
We're not really sure about his name.
Where does he live?
We can't recollect his address.
Where did she meet him?
At the shrine of Musubi no Kami, god of love.
Really? When Toknosuke heard about this nameless rival when he returned the next day, he was very upset. How could someone have done this to the noble Hanano? Tried to win her affections without speaking with you, her esteemed father, or even telling you her name. It isn't right. And Toknosuke resolved to follow Hanano and Yuka and find out who this young man was. The next day, when Hanano and Yuka left for the shrine, Toknosuke crept behind them, and he also saw, standing by Kansakura, a graceful young man, holding out to Hanano a branch of cherry blossoms. What is he doing? He's not even speaking to her. They're just looking in each other's eyes. What kind of relationship is that? Hanano and Yuka bowed and left the shrine. And Toknosuke came forward. You there! Who are you? What is your name? He reached out to grab the young man, but he was engulfed by hundreds of white cherry blossoms, so thick he couldn't see. And there came a low groaning sound from within the tree. He was pulled backwards by a priest of the shrine. How dare you raise your hand in anger at the shrine? Did you not hear that sound? You have disturbed Kansakura. No. There was a young man here. He was trying to give cherry blossoms to my bride-to-be. It isn't right. A young man offering cherry blossoms? You have seen the spirit of Musubi no Kami, the god of love that inhabits this tree. You do not deserve this privilege. Be gone before you do further desecration at this shrine. Oh, Hanano has fallen in love with a spirit. She cannot marry a spirit. She must be mine. And he rushed back to tell Toknosuke and Hanano what he had learned. When Hanano heard the news, she became so pale. Oh no! What have I done? I have fallen in love with Musubi no Kami, the god of love. How could I ever think he would love me? I must beg his forgiveness. And she returned to the shrine, and there she prayed. She prayed with all the sincerity of a young heart. And when she was finished, she knew what she was going to do. Shave off all of her hair. Put on the holy garments. Become a priestess of the shrine. Never marry. Never in her life, for she had truly given her heart and her soul to Musubi no Kami. and ever after she could be found near Shimboku no Sakura, sacred cherry tree. Was, of course, from Scotland, Ye Banks and Braes. And this is from Wales. I think that you'll recognize it. It's a beautiful song that's sung quite often in childhood, and I don't think it's ever sung quite enough. Down yonder green valley, where streamlets meander, as twilight is fading, I pensively rove. Or at the bright noontide in solitude wander, amidst the dark shade of the lonely ash grove. 'Tis there where the blackbird is cheerfully singing, each warbler enchants with his note from a tree. Ah, then little think I of sorrow or sadness. The ash grove spells beauty for me. The ash grove, how graceful, how plainly 'tis speaking. The wind through its leaves is a language for me. Whenever the light through its branches is breaking, a host of kind faces are smiling on me. The friends of my childhood again are before me. Each step wakes a memory as freely I rove. Come on with me. With soft whispers laden, its breeze rustles o'er me. The ash grove alone is my home. This story comes from Cornwall, England. and I found it in a collection called Forgotten Folktales of the English Counties. Hopefully not forgotten totally. And in the story, there's references to Midsummer's Eve and the summer solstice and the customs that were done at that time, including the tradition of bringing flowers and laying them on the roots of the trees, special trees, at Midsummer's Eve. And in the story is also the belief that tree spirits can help you or they can harm you, depending on if you lift your hand to give a gift or to cut. There were once 3 tall trees on a hill, and on moonlit nights singing could be heard, and 3 green ladies danced there. No one dared go near except the farmer, and he only climbed the hill once a year on Midsummer's Eve to lay a posy of late primroses on the root of each tree. When he did that, the leaves would rustle and the sun would peek out, and he would make quite sure he was indoors before sunset. It was a rich farm. He always said to his 3 sons, "My father says our luck lies up there. When I am dead, do not forget to do as I have done and my father before me, and all our forebears through the years. Do not forget." But only the youngest listened. When the old man died, the big farm was divided into 3. And the eldest brother, he took a big slice, and the middle brother, he took another, and that left the youngest brother with a strip of poor, rough ground at the foot of the hill. But he didn't say much. He set to work. He sang as he worked, and he made sure he was indoors before sunset. One day, his 2 brothers came to see him. Their big farms weren't doing very well, and when they saw his rich little barley fields and his roots and herbs growing so green, smelling so sweet, and his cows giving bucketfuls of good milk, they were angry, they were jealous. "Who helps you in your work?" they said. "They say down in the village they're singing and dancing here at night. A hard-working farmer should be abed." But the youngest never answered. "Didn't we see you up the hill by the trees as we came?" said the eldest. "What were you about?" "I was only doing as father told us 2 years ago. 'Tis Midsummer's Eve." He said it quietly enough, but they were too angry to even laugh at him. "The hill is mine," said the eldest. "Don't let me catch you up there again. As for the trees, I need some timber to finish the roof of my great barn. I'll cut down one of the trees to finish it with, and you 2 can help me." But the middle brother found he had to go to market, and the youngest never answered. The next day, Midsummer's Day too, the eldest came with his cart and his men and his horses and the axes. And as he got up the hill, the trees shuddered. They say when he put his axe to the first tree, it screamed like a woman. The horses bolted and the men ran after, but still he went on burying his axe deep into the heartwood of the tree. The great tree swayed, and it swayed with each blow of the axe. Swayed, and it swayed. And when at last it fell, it twisted his way, and the weight of it bore him down. And he was crushed beneath it. People came and took the dead man and the dead tree away. And now there were only 2 green ladies on moonlit nights. The middle brother came back from market, and he took the eldest brother's farm for himself. And the youngest brother, He still worked his little strip of earth and brought primroses up the tree every midsummer's eve. But the big farms didn't prosper. And one midsummer's eve, the eldest brother saw the youngest up the hill by the trees. He was too afraid to go up there, so he called out, "Get off my land and take your cows away, breaking my hedges down. I'll build a stout timber fence round my hill, and I'll cut down one of the trees to build it with." That night, there was no dancing together. There was no singing. There was only the whispered crying of many leaves. And the youngest brother, he was very sad. The next day, the middle brother went on up the hill to the trees. And as he got close to them, they shuddered, but he only made sure there was no wind to drop the tree his way. They say the tree screamed like a woman as it fell. And the youngest brother, watching from the lane below, saw the last living tree lift a great branch and strike his brother down. Now the youngest brother had all 3 farms, but he still lived near the hill and near the tree and the lonely green lady. And sometimes she would dance alone to a sad little tune on moonlit nights. And he always brought a posy of late primroses to lay on the root of the one tree every midsummer's eve. And his farms prospered. All this happened many years ago, but there are still many old people who will not climb One Tree Hill. And 1 or 2 very old people remember being told that hill must never be fenced because it belongs to a green lady. This is a song from Russia, where they love the birches. Вапуе береза стояла, вапуе кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла. Вапуе береза стояла, вапуе кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла. In the middle of the forest stands a birch. Its roots encircle the earth, its branches the heavens. At the base of the tree is a deep well covered over with white birch paper. Beside the well is a ladle. On the ladle are carved the sun and the moon. Uncover the well, dip the ladle in and drink deeply. You are drinking the waters of life. Вапуе береза стояла, вапуе кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла. Вапуе береза стояла, вапуе кудрявая стояла, люли-люли стояла, люли-люли стояла. Вапуе береза стояла, вапуе кудрявая стояла. and from Czechoslovakia.
Poslanie stodmo anděl, jemuž to jméno Gabriel, tak moje jméno od něho vykládá se síla jeho.
Once upon a time, there lived a young girl and her mother, and although they were very poor, that girl was always happy. She had such a light heart. She never had time to go into the village or play with any friends. There was always so much work to do. Every day she had to drive the goats up into the hills to graze. And while she was there, her mother didn't want her to be idle. Oh no, while she was there, she had to spin a large bundle of flaxen fibers into linen thread. Every day she would wind the flax around her head, and wearing this strange hat, she would drive the goats along. Sometimes she had to travel very far to find new pasture, and so it was one day she found herself in a quiet old birch grove near a grassy slope. As the goats munched on the soft grass, the girl set to work, tying the flaxen fibers to her spindle, and then she set it humming on the ground, tying in more and more flaxen fibers, spinning and singing her favorite spinning song. Už je ta láska, už je pryč. Už je ta láska, už je pryč. Bevalo je malenko, moje zlata panenko, není nic. One day as she was spinning that flax into thread and spinning that flax into thread, she noticed someone watching her from among the birch trees. It was a slender woman, and she was dressed all in white. And when she leaned towards the girl, a soft breeze caressed her. Your song is so beautiful. It reminds me of when I was young. Tell me, do you like to dance?
Dance? I guess so. I never tried.
Has no one taught you? You must dance, little one. Come.
Oh, but I have all this flax I have to spin into thread.
Well, whether it is flax or whether it is thread, it will be here tomorrow. But maybe I will not. Come, let us dance. And so those two danced in and out among the birch trees, so quickly but so lightly the grass was not trampled, the grass was not even bent. And as they danced, their long hair wrapped itself around the birch trees and left strong black lines.
Drug do drubu sprasov je věrný, sami so šlechetně živí, a lidé neprve Ježíši chyšloči, v dobrém se množí, takto zbroje, dráby stroje, bezmeškaný, poženaný, pomítej, bezmeškaný, poženaný, tej.
The girl went home that day skipping and singing along. But when she saw her mother, she remembered she hadn't finished spinning the thread. She hid the half-spun spindle. The next day, when she left for the birch grove, she had that day's flax wound round her head, plus what was left over from the day before. She left extra early. She was determined that day she was going to spin all of the flax into thread. As soon as she got to the birch grove, she set her spindle down, tied in the flaxen fibers, and she began spinning and singing. Už je ta láska, už je pryč, už je ta... There she was, the woman in white. Come, will you dance? Oh, I can't dance today. Look at all the work I have to do today. It's really a lot. If you dance with me, said the woman in white, I will help you in your work ever after, "Wonderful," said the girl. And so those two danced in and out among the birch trees, so quickly but so lightly the grass was not even trampled or bent. And as they danced, their long hair wrapped itself around the birch trees and left fine black lines.
Trupy trubu sprasovje wierni, sami social szlechnie żywi, a lidej nie prawej, jeździ hiszodzi, w dobrem zemności, tato zbroje, draby zdroje, bez mieszkani, pożenani, pomnite, bez mieszkani, pożenanicie.
Oh no, I must go at once. It was sunset and she was already late. She drove the goats before her as quickly as she could. And there was her mother waiting for her. "Where have you been? I was so worried. Look at how late it is. Now, give me the thread. Give it to me. You didn't give the thread to me yesterday either." I didn't spin." "You didn't spin? You must have lost it." No, I didn't lose it. I didn't spin. I wanted to dance." "My daughter, we are poor. You must not dance. We must work." "I know." The next day, the girl had that day's flax wound round her head, plus the flax from the day before, plus what was left from the day before that. She wobbled her way to the birch grove, so burdened she couldn't even lift up her head to see how beautiful the day was. But as she got to the birch grove, I'm telling you, there was the woman in white. "Dance with me." "Dance? I can't even walk. Look at all the work that I have to do. I said I would help you. Didn't I tell you I could help you? I can do it so easily." And she lifted all of that burden off of the girl, all of those cares, all of that worry, all of that poorness. And she took all of that burden and she placed it up in a birch limb that was reaching up like long, tapering fingers, and spinning and swaying together, they spun.
Už je to
láska, už je pryč.
Už je to
láska, už je pryč. Bevaluj malenko, moje zlata panenko, není nic. There it was, a spindle of the finest linen thread. "Come, one last dance I will teach you." In and out they danced among the birch trees, so quickly and lightly, no blade of grass was trampled, no blade of grass was bent. It was like they were the wind through the trees, so light and free. It was like a dream, but one that the girl would never, ever forget. "Here," said the birch lady. "Here, I have a gift for you. Now don't open it up until you get home." "I won't." "Goodbye. Goodbye, birch lady." But on the way home, the girl thought, "I wonder what the birch lady has given me. She likes me very much." But when she opened up the birch basket, oh, it's only dried up old birch leaves. She was about to scatter them on the ground, but she thought, "No, I'm going to keep every one. They'll remind me of the birch lady, and they'll make some soft bedding for my goats." When she got home, her mother was waiting for her. The thread. "Here you are, mother." "My daughter, you could never have spun thread this fine." "Well, I had some help. There's this tall lady. She lives in the Birch Grove, and she dresses all in white. My daughter, you have seen the spirit of the Birch Grove. I hope you were nice to her. I hope you were kind to her. Oh, yes. She likes me very much. She gave me a present. She gave you a gift. Let me see. Oh, Mother, it's only dried up old birch leaves. Let me see. Together, they opened the box and looked inside. In the darkness and with time, every leaf had turned into a leaf of pure gold.
Clara Cecilia,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.